guys, and welcome to another YouTube video where today I'm going to be talking about how to rewire your anxiety instead of just manage it. I'm in a different position today and it's creeping me out. Like normally I'm down there and I know where the angles are, but today I'm in a different position, but we're going to go with it anyway. Let's get into it because this is a really important topic. So many people end up just managing their anxiety with things like breath work, journaling, meditating, all of these things that help us cope in the moment, but they don't actually go in and do the deeper work, which is where we actually rewire the anxiety. And I want you to visualize this like a program on a computer or a coding program on a computer. That makes more sense. It's there and it's coded in. If we don't change that, the same thing will just keep happening. And it's the same with our brains. If we don't actually go in and do the deep rewiring, it won't actually change the way that we behave or the way that we act when we're anxious or these emotions that come up. It's so important to go in and do the deeper work. And today I'm going to talk about 5 tips to actually help you to rewire instead of just manage. Because if we end up just managing, we will have the same patterns, the same anxiety for years to come. And we don't want that. We've got goals to hit. So let's get into it. Just to give you a little bit of background, I am Ashley. I'm an NLP practitioner. And I actually help people that suffer with anxiety and want to change and want to rewire that for good. I have just launched my first ever 6-week mindset course, which is going to be insane. It's called Stop Managing, Start Rewiring. It's a 6-week course that's going to go through so much to actually help you to rewire instead of just manage your anxiety. It has just launched and it starts on the 23rd of June. If you want more information, I've added the link below. You can go in there and check it out. But let's get into it. Number 1, we always have to understand the patterns that are wired behind the anxiety. This is so important. Anxiety isn't just random. It's caused by certain patterns and belief systems that are in the subconscious brain from past experiences that you've been in. When we talk about the subconscious brain, that subconscious brain or your subconscious brain is always trying to keep you safe. So based on past experiences, situations that you may have been in, it has learned from those situations and it now creates a pattern or a program in order to keep you safe. Now, a lot of the time, people with anxiety may have been in a situation where they've had an anxiety attack before, a panic attack, and that then causes them to feel unsafe in that situation. That then causes panic and anxiety again and again and again in that situation. That is now a new program that's been created. Now, in order to change that program, we need to go in and we need to rewire it. It always goes like this. You have your subconscious brain that has beliefs and has the programming tail. That then creates the thought processes, the thoughts in our conscious mind, how we think, overthink, what ifs, all of those different things. That then creates the emotion, which is the anxiety. Then it creates our behavior, and that might be like the physical responses that you get in an anxiety attack, or it might be just the behaviors that you have in that situation of wanting to go, wanting to leave, or overthinking, that sort of thing. The subconscious and the beliefs are at the top. If we rewire that, we rewire all of the lower things as well. So we'll rewire the conscious thoughts, we rewire the anxiety and the emotions. The first thing that you can do today is actually start to notice the patterns. Notice what's behind your anxiety. Start getting inquisitive. Start looking at your patterns and going, okay, what is happening here? Where does this come from? And that leads me on to step number 2, where we can actually go into the subconscious beliefs that are powering your anxiety. Some people have so many different limiting beliefs that have been created from childhood. It could be things like, I'm not good enough, I'm scared to be seen. It could be based on judgment. A lot of people with anxiety actually have quite those common ones, like I'm not good enough, scared to be seen, worried about other people's judgment, worried what people think of them. Or it could be scared of emotions, not taught how to process emotions. There's so many things that can go on that subconscious level. Without actually rewiring those beliefs, we're not actually getting to the crux of it. So it's like literally de-weeding your garden, but not actually getting the root of the weed. They'll just keep coming up, and so will the anxiety and the patterns. So we have to get to the crux of it, which is the limiting belief. And we need to create new ones. So the first thing that you can do to find that limiting belief is ask yourself, when you're next in your anxious moment, what do you believe about yourself to be true? What is it in that moment that you believe? Do you feel I'm not good enough? Do you feel people are looking at you? Are you scared to be seen? And these beliefs may have been created in different situations in your childhood, in your teens, at school. It could be anything. It might have been a moment where you've really been yourself, been doing something, and someone's come in and made fun of you. You then create a belief that you are not good enough, or that it's not safe for you to be seen, or it's not safe enough to be yourself. And there's so many different situations. That's just one example. But these beliefs are then created, and then you start to live your life by that, which creates the anxiety. So by asking yourself, what is it that I believe about myself? We're getting to the crux of it. We're actually understanding that belief that is going on in here. then you can actually ask yourself, where did this come from? But let's go into step number 3, which I think is an absolute crucial part of actually rewiring your anxiety, is actually learning how to process your emotions. And when I say emotions, I'm talking about anxiety too. So many of us haven't actually been taught how to process our emotions. So emotions come up and we're kind of like, okay, let's keep busy, let's get distracted because I don't know what to do with this. Especially anxiety, because it kind of feels fearful, doesn't it? It feels scary, it's uncomfortable, it's not a nice feeling. So we instantly go to a behavior of just ignoring it, pushing it down, suppressing it, or just keeping busy. And that actually causes more anxiety because you're just pushing it and pushing it down. So actually learning how to process your emotions, which is something that we do in the 6-week course, but today I'm going to give you a bit of a tip on how to do that as well. The key is to process and allow that emotion to sit there. And I'm going to give you this little tip, which is called the 90-second rule. When you feel your anxiety, I want you to ask yourself what you need in that moment. I want you to name it, whether you call it anxiety, whether you call it Ashley, I don't care. Give it a name. I want you to ask it what it needs. I want you to ask yourself in this moment, what do you need? Because so often we move away, we suppress it, but actually learning how to process that emotion, understand what it's trying to tell you, understanding what it needs, that way you can move through it. And that is just step 1. There's so many other steps to process your emotion, but that's where you can start. If you want to find out more about processing emotions, it's something we go through on the 6-week course as well. Number 4 is building evidence and trust in your new belief. Once you find out what your old limiting beliefs are and we create a new belief and what we want to live by, then we need to build evidence on this new belief. So for example, if I'm not good enough was your old limiting belief and now I am good enough is your new belief, you need to now build evidence in this new belief. What ways can you show yourself that you are good enough? How can you show up for yourself that shows your brain and your subconscious wiring that you are good enough? So then we can build that wiring and that new program in your brain. Every time you act in accordance with this new belief, it reinforces it. Create an evidence list on your phone. Start writing down everything that you know in your daily life that you are good enough. What successes have you achieved? What are you really proud of? And then any moments that come up that prove that you are good enough, write it down. Build that list up. Number 5, become authentically you. No more shrinking, no more people pleasing. One of the biggest causes of anxiety is people not being themselves and actually following patterns, paths, trends that don't align with them. And this is really common because that is a great way to get anxiety, is by shrinking yourself, not listening to yourself, people pleasing, and not being who you truly are. When you actually learn who you are and what you want and you start living by that, it actually calms the nervous system because it's not constantly having to be in conflict or fight or flight. So I want you to ask yourself, where in your life at the moment are you people pleasing, or are you shrinking yourself in order to fit in or be liked by everyone else? What do you need to do right now to be in line with what you actually want? And if you are still struggling to answer that question because you're not quite sure, you have no idea who you are, that's the work that needs to be done. Ask yourself, if I was fully myself, whatever that looks like, what would you be doing? How would you be feeling? And what decisions or what steps do you need to make in order to make that happen? If you're still overwhelmed by that one, don't worry, because it's what we actually go through in the 6-week course. My Stop Managing, Start Rewiring course starts on the 23rd of June, and we go through all of this. Limiting beliefs, we go through how to build trust with yourself, how to become your most authentic self, rewiring old limiting beliefs, creating new beliefs. There is so much value in this course. Honestly, by the time that you finish, you will feel a completely different person. You will know yourself inside and out, and your anxiety will be rewired. If you want to find out more information, I've linked the course below. You can go and check out what's involved, what's included, how much it costs. And if you have any questions, just contact me on social media, wherever, Instagram, Facebook, wherever. I really hope this video has been useful. That is 5 steps to actually help you to rewire your anxiety and stop managing it. Stop using the breathing techniques, stop using the meditation, the journaling. It's only going to help you to manage in the moment. Let's rewire from the top. See you in the next one.